Corey, look out, look out. Somebody go around.
It's pretty awesome looking in the high rises and seeing all the people like watching their lights on, phone lights and stuff going.
Some of them are probably tuned in.
I bet you they were.
Yeah.
They're just trying to get us all.
Are they going this way?
Crowd's trying to decide which direction they want to go next.
Hey, good evening, everyone. I was actually watching some TV and I was thinking, I was keeping an eye on this Minnesota thing because I started getting messages that the crowd had gone to one of the hotels where some of the ICE agents are staying, and they were trying to break in. They had the place shut down. They were trying to bust the doors, trying to get into the hotel where these guys are at. So I was worried for them, but then I was thinking, with these ICE agents, they got guns with them in their room. So now everybody's hit the streets in Minneapolis. The police made an announcement about 5 minutes ago telling everybody to disperse, that it was an unlawful gathering, and they told everybody to go home. It doesn't look like it's working. I think they just went into a different direction. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for just hanging out for a bit. There's stuff going on. There's this, and then Iran. People in Iran have had enough, and they are rebelling. And word on the street is that that regime may not make it past tonight, and at least in some places. So see, I got another stream here. There, let me use this one instead.
Yep. And you know the biggest recipient of all those federal taxes, though?
It's got to be like 17.
How you doing, buddy? How are you? Yeah. 10 o'clock. Yeah, we all got pushed a little. Yeah.
It's like 17.
Yeah. Got this place at 10 o'clock. So.
Okay, so this is Portland.
You guys are all the way. We're all over here now. You succeeded. Go.
All right, over here. You okay? Yeah, I'm good. Yeah. That's a great shot.
Yeah, the other video was Minneapolis. This one is Portland. I didn't know this was going on in Portland, too. This is live going on right now.
Oh, I love the lighting. Look at that. We got smoke going into the air.
Like the people you guys are against, we even talk to them. We're not journalists. We're just like getting different perspectives.
Running cops and the bikes and all.
Yeah.
Is that David Medina?
Honestly, like everyone that we're talking with, what's your real name?
At least Portland got some police out this time, like years ago.
Hey, do I have permission to use, your video that with the people were dancing right here? Do I have permission to use that?
I hope I'm not losing power. I got, the Ring camera's got that community feature, and I've had people for the last hour and a half saying that their power's been in and out. Mine's been good today. Had some windy weather yesterday. And we're supposed to get a cold front tomorrow. It's going to get to 50-something.
I love that you're out here.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot. We didn't have a lot of Patriots here. Tonight is a lot better. It was mainly
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, no, we have live. This is Portland.
You think tomorrow night's going to be crazy?
Fine, but
I don't know. I was going to go to the thank you party for the referendum.
go back to Minneapolis. And you know it's many because of the weather.
We got a lot of fucking shit to lose here. And a lot of fucking lives on the line. Go the fuck home and come back in the morning and be at the motherfucking protest. These bitches got shit out here.
I'm good, bro. I'm good, bro. Yeah, I got hit with the ice thing.
Come back in the morning. Y'all, most of the bitches got niggas that are gonna fucking lose you and miss you if something happens to you. Go home. What are we arguing about? You think these bitches give a fuck about the Constitution and the amendments? Come back in the morning. I'm putting out the fuck out my face. Let's go home. Just go home.
Get the camera out of my face, she says.
We got so much behind you.
Let's go.
Good night, y'all. Stay
Come
safe.
on, man. Be damn pretty fucking early. Come on. Fuck is with y'all? Y'all come here. Stay safe. Stay safe, everyone.
All right. Well, she came and ended it. That was it.
That's it.
That's it. She came and said, "You guys go home," and that's how the protest ends. Yep. There it went.
You tell him to go home. She's telling him to go home, yet she's out there, right?
And it's done. There you go. That was more effective than the police. Hey. That was more effective than the
Ciao,
police. were
Nancy.
trying to
How
stop
are
it.
you?
She came out here and shut it down. Bro, she came out and shut it down, dude. They got Bearcats out here and everything, and she said, "Go home," and they was like, "Okay, bet." Yeah. She was like, "Go the fuck home. Come back tomorrow," and they're like, "All right. Yeah, you're right. We're tired." They got whole like up armored vehicles down here, and that like it was her. She came and was like, "Nah. All right. Well, we were gonna be out here as long as there's a group marching, and now that's done. So there's no reason to continue to feed you guys."
Yeah, I was busy
but I'm
earlier,
gonna say
man.
goodbye.
I wanted to capture
Although,
that scene at the
My face is
hotel.
fucked, so just deal with it. Let me close out here.
Everything break up?
Yeah, a community member just came and just told everyone to go home. Yeah, I got fucked up. It's all good though. It happens. All right. Okay. All right. So, appreciate everybody for tuning in. Let me clean this out.
All right, there
I
got it.
appreciate it. Oh fuck. My lens. Oh no. It's all got snow in it. All right.
In the meantime,
Let me see what I'm looking at.
let me show you what's going on in Iran. In the meantime, while I'm showing you Iran, I'll find a different stream.
All right.
We'll see if something else is going
All
on
right,
in
Chad.
Minneapolis.
So that was it. Protest over. They were out marching until the last, 10, 15.
Welcome back to Tusi TV. This is your global news channel. I'm Maya Tusi, and three of the largest cities in Iran, including Tehran, Shiraz, and Mashhad, have now fallen into the hand of the anti-Islamic Republic Iranians. The IRGC forces have retreated. We're also getting updates in Karaj. That's also very close to collapse, as there are clashes between the IRGC military and the brave Iranian people. We're going to give you guys all the video updates on this. We're also going to be joined in the next few minutes by the lovely Andrew Ghalili from the National Union for Democracy in Iran. And of course, we'll get the perspective from the official opposition, the Crown Prince's side, to find out what is going on right now outside of the country. Okay, so first things first, let's talk about what's going on with the situation in the cities. There's a lot of videos that are coming in, and I want to show you guys the good side first, because there are still clashes going on around the country. Let's not forget, everything is shut down. The internet, both in terms of mobile as well as Wi-Fi, but also phone lines, landlines, everything is down.
Yeah,
the
the
regime itself is simply
Ayatollah
relying
shut
on
he turned off the
your
internet the other day.
rather than the actual internet.
Of course, except for them. And you know, his fear is that people are going to stream what's happening. And the people's fear is, well, he turned off the internet, nobody can stream or make calls, and that's when they take their opportunity to start gathering these rebels, and then they take them out back and hide them, you know, behind a wall somewhere, and beat them or kill them.
Day 13. Day 13, they're not going anywhere. Despite the massacre that started last night, the regime need plan B at this point. They're celebrating. This is in the capital, in Tehran. This is just one area. There are in all the neighborhoods up and down the city. As you guys know, if you've been following this channel, this morning, after what happened last night, I was slightly nervous. I was slightly worried about what's going to happen, mostly because we didn't have direct connection to communicate with people inside Iran. We didn't know what's going on. I thought this could be a defeat potentially, but I was wrong, luckily. Now, I'm going to go to our special guest shortly to find out what is going on outside of the country as well. Look at this craziness. Now, we are joined by Andrew Ghalili from the Policy Director of the National Union for Democracy in Iran, the official opposition, as we call it. Thank you for coming on the channel, Andrew. How are you?
Doing well. Thanks for having me.
So, are you also pleasantly surprised? Because I was actually, because I don't want to be arrogant, but like, yeah, of course.
People seems like people are starting to get stupid in Portland.
All you guys did is bring us all back. Yeah, right? Everyone's back now. Show your face. Come here. How you doing? They kicked all those scandals. We're being really cool there.
Yeah. Fucking embarrassing. Yeah, I just held the camera up and got a sense, but it's hard when
well, someone that's already been on property.
Like, are they going to do a snatch and grab? What's the deal here? What's going on?
They're lucky they didn't shoot us.
What is happening here?
I want him chasing me.
This most ridiculous.
Somebody asked, are they doing a snatch and grab, or what's going on over here?
Can I choose you? Piggy, piggy, piggy.
Piggy, piggy, piggy. These are grown-ass adults, right?
So we haven't been seeing them do that lately, right? Like, they stopped that, I think, stopped showing up so much, like a month ago or something. So it's the only reason why they're holding back.
Oh yeah, I was over there.
Which one? Was it over there? Was fighting with me earlier or no? Oh, I said, was it the one that was coming after me earlier?
No, just like when they pushed everybody back inside.
Actually fighting?
Yeah, actually fighting.
You got some good video? I'll have to check it out later.
Best I could, but it's kind of just honest and bodies on it.
I had some sick threatening to bear me.
Oh, get it out. Still right. Rambo.
And the fighting.
Yeah, it was getting crazy.
Oh, it was really nuts.
I crossed the street right before that. I said, shit, I'm getting fucked at.
They're being really abusive to the cops.
Well, no shit. Yeah.
You know, like this, like.
I mean, they're abusive to 90% of people. They don't like.
Yeah. But it just shows you how dangerous it is, because if she's willing to hit a cop.
Yeah. The women are more violent than the men.
Yeah.
Generally.
So
Portland. If I find a Minneapolis feed, something going on there, I'll switch to that, and you'll know it's Minneapolis because it's snowing over there. So wait, look at all these idiots.
Now they just ran back over and just started shooting.
There we go. There's Leilani. Yeah, that's Seth Todd, isn't it?
Yeah, that's fucking Seth.
Yeah, that's Frogger. That's Portland of the year.
I don't know why they don't like get the National Guard ready, block off all the streets around that, and then just there you got everybody blocked in and just fucking arrest everybody. But you know, to be fair, they're not. It doesn't seem like they're being violent or destroying property or anything. They're just assembling. It's probably an ICE facility, and maybe ICE was coming back from an operation or something, and they had police escort to allow their vehicles back in without letting any of these scoundrels in. Did you guys see the guy in that suit?
You know what I'm saying? Like, just separate.
I got 4.
The fascism is rising like everywhere.
4 is better than 0.
Guys, they're working together. We know this, right? UK, Australia, we all know.
The optics.
4 more.
Look at that, look at that. What is that?
We know that these guys are all working together, right? All doing this, we should be communicating. There's a reason why they're shut TikTok off. So whoever's seeing this, Canada, you too, we should be together. We need a global strike. Actually, some people in here, we need a global strike. Because in
Run through 2 camera batteries. That's it for this one. I just will put it away.
I don't think
So, this is obviously in protest to ICE, but in Minneapolis, they're doing they're all protesting for what happened to that woman by the last name of Good, the one that was shot by ICE. That whole situation is way out of control. The mayor's out of control. The governor's out of control. What else?
This will be safer in my pack.
I'm so sorry that happened to you, man. So sorry that happened to your friends. I reposted a high school here where kids left their classroom and all inside.
There's going to be more protests
fuck
tomorrow.
Trump, fuck ICE.
Couple of them.
Everybody, we need ICE gone. None of this, and the thing is, people are like, oh my God, that's illegal. Yeah, bring in my support ICE flag.
Nobody's showing Minneapolis right now. Everybody's showing Portland.
But the one you used to have down there at the driveway.
Enough people get angry and stand up. It's gonna keep going. Oh yeah, and people across the country, guys, did we know?
Oh yeah.
Since I actually have a couple people here, like ICE here, they're actually running
Left the battery at home. I could just pick myself.
like Italy,
I really need to make
and they're hidden. Like
a
I've done
checklist,
all of this
you know?
research. We're working with these other.
So I'm assuming you guys all saw the video of the woman getting hit, of the woman that got shot by ICE.
I realize I'm sharing that with all of you, and you probably don't give a shit.
They're all still sure seeing they're staring at me talking shit.
And it's working in tandem with America.
The black ones, they're talking all crazy about me right now.
Everything for remigration and shit, it's the same shit.
Well, they get really triggered by the cops too.
He was threatening me, he said, I'm gonna follow you back to your car. I said, try it. I'll put holes in
They're just like, oh yeah, make America great again. Like, okay, as you
Here, let's watch this. This was earlier today in Minneapolis.
Down here, it'll be nice and calm.
In Minneapolis, when a tragedy strikes, there's one word that summarizes what is most important, and that word is integrity. This is not the time to bend the rules. This is a time to follow the law. This is not a time to hide from the facts. This is a time to embrace them, making sure that we're pushing for transparency every step of the way. The fact that Pam Bondi's Department of Justice and this presidential administration has already come to a conclusion about those facts is deeply concerning. The facts that from the very beginning they're calling the victim a domestic terrorist, they're calling the actions of the agent involved.
Which, as it turns out, you probably can't call her a domestic terrorist. She was part of these anti-ICE organizations. Well, we'll get into that in a minute.
As some form of defensive posture. We know that they've already determined much of the investigation, and even if they haven't, there is the appearance that there is some conclusion drawn from the very beginning. If not hide from the facts, why not embrace them? If it's not a problem to have additional people at the table that have a deep commitment to the process and transparency and have run these investigations before, then why not include them in the process? The Bureau of Criminal Apprehension at the state of Minnesota has consistently run these investigations before. They have.
Okay, so part of this press conference came about because the FBI is conducting the investigation on the shooting, and they told Minneapolis, Minnesota, to butt out. They don't want their assistance. They don't want them meddling. They told them, we are taking care of this investigation. And they got butthurt, and this is them responding to that.
Done so without bias. They've done so with a great deal of expertise. This is not some radical, way out there group. This is a group that is formed by experts who understand how to investigate. Many of them have been police officers themselves.
If they're such experts, why didn't they uncover the almost $10 billion of stolen money? That fraud scheme? Your so-called experts that you want involved in this investigation. And that's big. Why weren't they involved in that?
So our ask is really simple here. Our ask is to embrace the truth. Our ask is to include the Bureau of Criminal Apprehension in this process because we in Minneapolis want a fair investigation.
And you're begging to be a part of this after yesterday you're telling ICE to get the F out of Minneapolis, right? Yeah, okay. You think that might have had something to do with it, buddy?
Is it deeply concerning that this administration from the very get-go is drawing the conclusion that they may ultimately come to? Of course it is. And if you got nothing to hide from, then don't hide from it. Include local experts in the process. We got nothing to hide from here. All we want in Minneapolis is justice and the truth. And speaking of the truth, let me give you another one. I have heard countless people talk about Minneapolis, many of them who have never been here, as some form of post-apocalyptic hellscape, as a place that is dangerous. Well, let me give you a statistic. 50% of the shootings that have happened thus far in Minneapolis this year have been ICE. In other words, we've only had 2 shootings. One of them has been ICE. We are a safe city. ICE is making it less so. We are a city of unity.
Hey, Lori.
But
Hey,
ICE
Harlington.
is trying to divide us and tear us apart. For every one of the people that you see standing here behind me, they have more than 1,000 people behind them. They have people that are committed to their neighbors, committed to integrity, committed to justice, and committed to getting the truth. We will not back down from it. Among those that won't back down from it is the person who I'm about to introduce. His ward is right on the borderline.
Yeah, what do you see this guy? This guy's a prize.
Of where this particular shooting happened, and that is Councilmember Jason Chavez. Would you please give him a warm round of applause?
Good morning. My name is Jason Chavez, and I have the privilege of representing Ward 9 on the Minneapolis City Council, where ICE murdered Renee Good.
See, and that's going to be their narrative. ICE murdered Renee. ICE murdered Renee. ICE murdered that woman.
I want to let you all know that our entire community is mourning because of the inhumane tactics of ICE separating our families, forcing people back into the shadows.
Why are they in the shadows? Are they hiding from something? Are they hiding because they're illegal? People want to conveniently hide the fact, and it is a fact. And we've talked about this so many times all over the internet, on the news. I mean, for a year already. They are picking up, first of all, the wanted criminals. Those convicted or those about to get convicted, they've committed crimes. And that's obvious deportation order. And then they're picking up people who are not supposed to be here with deportation orders. Oh, but they're not a criminal. You know what? The fact that they snuck into the country, sorry, that is illegal. Yes, it is a crime. I know you got people saying, that's no crime. Was it Jasmine Crockett? Just because they committed a crime doesn't make them a criminal. Like, asinine. And that's what they're doing. They are doing their job. Let's hear this guy a little more.
And the pure brutality by Immigration's Customs Enforcement. The videos that we have all seen, yourself included, does not match the false narrative from the federal government. In fact, you could hear the words, "I am pulling out," moments before ICE decided to take the life of Renee Good. She was a...
Yeah, they decided to take her life, right? Yeah. Okay. Sure. Okay, Bob.
Mother, a wife, and a beloved community member, not...
Beloved community member. She just barely moved here as part of this anti-ICE organization. And you know this child that she has of hers? Hang on, let me do this so I can... This child, I keep saying, oh, this mother from... This person lost custody of that child. And I don't know if this is true or not, but it's been going around on a few different legit places on the internet. And by legit, I mean some legit Twitter accounts, X accounts. She was going to get custody of the child. But guess what? She met this woman. She's shacking up with her. And the judge said, is this who you're going to be with? Then you will not have sole custody of the child. And of course, she said, yeah, no problem. So apparently the girlfriend or the spouse, the lady that was recording all this happening, remember the one that was kind of talking to the cops a little bit while she was kind of egging them on? She likes to beat children. she's beaten her child before. And I don't know if this is true. Allegedly, that lady got angry one day and put out a cigarette on the child's arm. They say this is documented somewhere. That's why they're putting it out there. So that woman that you saw who started taking the blame, oh, she's dead because of me. She, this happened because of me. That's what she was saying. And she's right. This woman was very misguided. All these people you see right here, the mayor, the governor, they all caused her to be dead by making them think they are invincible, that nothing will happen to them. Go out and, protest is one thing. Everybody can protest. But don't freaking interfere. That's the part that's that connect that they aren't making in their brain. Yeah, you can protest, line the streets, whatever. Don't interfere.
A domestic terrorist. I'm calling on Trump's FBI to allow the Minnesota BCA to have access to all the information so an independent investigation can occur. It is important and critical to our community to have a sense of trust in this process by having an independent investigation.
And probably they don't want them involved because this was a federal, this incident involved federal agents, not local PD. So I'm sure that's one reason why they don't want these guys butting in.
To present to the county attorney so that adequate charges can be made.
See, he said he wants a fair investigation, yet he's already talking about, we have to make fair charges so that those charges can be correct.
But most importantly, I am here on behalf of my entire community, echoing the calls to arrest, to prosecute and fire this ICE agent who murdered Renee Good, and to hold those accountable complicit in this crime.
All those accountable and complicit. Well, you might as well arrest, the mayor. We just spoke right before you. And you can arrest all those people that were there because that woman and her spouse were part of a caravan. They were the lead vehicle in a caravan of vehicles that were there all day, all night, and all morning to disrupt ICE and what they were doing, to be a nuisance. That's what they were. That was their job.
What has descended upon Minneapolis and in this state is not the American dream. It is not what the American dream is about. Our immigrant neighbors are here to work. They're here to provide for their family and to achieve prosperity. Instead, what we are seeing in Minneapolis and across this state is ICE kidnapping our family, following folks driving to work.
There you go. I mean, using terminology like that, kidnapping. They're kidnapping. And I said a little while ago, snatch and grab. That's another one. If I suddenly go offline, it means my power went out. I'm getting all these notifications on the Ring, and it seems like the loss of power wave is moving from west to east.
And kidnapping them, following people as they're heading to school or to the daycare, picking up our immigrant neighbors from bus stops.
What daycare? You mean the daycares that don't have any kids in them? Oh, okay.
While neighbors are struggling to afford groceries, they're picking them there as well.
Yeah. None of this has anything to do with what happened to that woman. By the way, that Leering daycare center you heard about that, what's his name? Nick went to see if the kids were there, or, he under the guise of enrolling his son or his kid. And he's like, where's all the kids? It's the one that had the sign spelled wrong. Well, they have officially gone out of business and shut down. Imagine that.
I've personally been on the streets since this first happened, and I've seen too many ICE agents kidnap our neighbors from their cars.
Oh, from their car. I've seen so many kidnappings. No, you haven't. You have not.
And to that, we're always going to condemn it. And as we continue to ask for justice for Renee Good, we're going to ask our community members to stay on alert.
Well, good was not so good, apparently.
As a proud son of Mexican immigrants, I ask Minneapolis and Minnesota to rise up, to do everything in their power to defend.
It's Minneapolis. I swear he said Minneapolis. I don't know what he said. It sounded funny.
Defend our immigrant neighbors, to continue to observe the illegal actions by ICE, to blow your whistle when you see immigration enforcement in your neighborhood, to get trained on rapid response so you can educate your neighbors on what is happening on your block, to provide rides to your immigrant neighbors who need to go to work, who need to get groceries, who need to see their children come back home safely.
It's like this whole speech just went from the murder of Renee Good to help your immigrant neighbors.
To help your immigrant neighbors move their cars during snow emergencies, because what we are seeing is many of our immigrant neighbors being picked up simply by moving their cars. To help your neighbors take out the trash, because there are many reports of neighbors being kidnapped while they are taking their trash out.
Damn. Talk about making them sound like freaking boogeymen. Like Silence of the Lambs. The girl gets home and the guy's trying to put a sofa in his van by himself. She goes to help him. Is that what they're doing? Just snatching everybody? Is this like Invasion of the Body Snatchers? 2025 or 2026?
To support our immigrant-owned businesses, to drop off groceries to our children, mothers, fathers, our community members that are starving, and to let know that ICE is not welcome in this city and in this state. And lastly, we're here to demand justice for Renee Good.
Oh my goodness. So that's going to be the catchphrase, justice for Renee. Let me find out what I found on her.
My name is Aisha Gomez. I serve as the state representative for District 62A, south side of Minneapolis, where our beloved community member was murdered this week. I'm so grateful to Councilmember Chavez for explaining this moment to us and calling on us as a community into this struggle that our neighbors are facing. With respect to the investigation into this shooting, there's really only one question in front of us. Are we going to design a process that's legitimate or not?
Design a process. All right, check this out. Renee Nicole Good was reportedly what they call a ICE watch warrior who was trained to resist the feds, according to the New York Post. The Post reports that Good worked to document and resist ICE in Minnesota. Moved from Colorado. Good is said to have moved to Minneapolis last year and quickly connected with anti-ICE activists through her son's charter school. This is the son that she did not have custody of. Visitation, it seems like, but not custody. The charter school says it puts social justice first. I mean, is the whole state like this? Man. and involving kids in political and social activism. They're training these kids at that young age to be snowflakes. That's what it is. A charter school. It's supposed to be, you know, a level above like a regular school, right? You think you're getting better quality education, right? But this is what they're getting? Training your kids to be social justice warriors? The flock out of here. She was a warrior. She died doing what was right. What, trying to run over a federal agent? That was right? What would have been right would have been if she just stopped, got out of her vehicle the way they said. What would have been right if she wouldn't have been there all day and all morning trying to impede ICE from doing their job, being a pain in the ass, because that's what they were doing. Her spouse, the lady, was with her in the car and got out just to film whatever the police were going to do or the feds were going to do. And by the way, in her car, she had a dog in the back seat. Frankly, I'm more worried about the dogs. Like, where is that? You know, I hope the dog's in good hands. I mean, that was a pretty hard hit. You know, once she was shot and the car took off, I'm sure because she leaned forward. Her body weight was pressed down on the accelerator, and that's why it crashed. But I hope that puppy's okay. Good, Renee, was trained against these ICE agents. Who trained them? Where is this training coming from? What to do, what not to do. What not to do. Did she pass that chapter? I'm just asking. It's a very thorough training to listen to commands. But only their commands or commands of law enforcement? To know your rights, to whistle when you see an ICE agent, one of the parents said. The Goods reportedly moved to Canada from Kansas City after Trump won in 24 and planned on living there permanently before relocating to Minneapolis. So I don't know where Canada comes from. I mean, Colorado, I haven't heard of, you know, where that fits into all this, but. So she was one of the brainwashed ones, basically. That's what happened.
In 2020, the state legislature created the Force Investigations Unit after the murder of George Floyd, which happened right around the corner, 7 or 8 blocks away from where Renee Good was murdered. This unit was established after a long process of looking into what are the best practices when there is an officer-involved shooting. We learned a lot about this in 2020. In Minneapolis, unfortunately. One of the things that we learned is that if you actually are interested in public safety, if you actually are interested in the legitimacy of a law enforcement force in your community, then you must be invested in accountability, in transparency, and in fair investigations when bad things happen. That's right. And so that's the question in front of us. Do we want a legitimate investigation that pulls in the professionals of the Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension who are trained to do this, who have done this over and over, who have the kind of local connections and local legitimacy that the FBI could just never have because
if they have all these local connections and legitimacy, what happened to the $10 billion? I mean, they're such experts and they're so well connected. Contacts, connections everywhere. Sounds like the mob. They couldn't see that there was money disappearing. And then what's happening now, of course, it's, now legit people who are trying to start a business and get help from government programs, they can't get money. And I read something, the USDA just quit funding them as well. I'll check that out in a minute.
They don't have that kind of presence here? Or are we going to have a discredited farce of an investigation?
I think it's hilarious they're saying all this considering the $10 billion of fraud that happened right underneath their noses that some didn't know about, Some didn't know, and some just turned their backs and let it happen. Yeah. That's all right. We got this.
And so as a group of elected representatives who are deeply invested in the safety of our community, and thus in the legitimacy of these processes, we call on the FBI to share the evidence with the Force Investigations Unit at the BCA and have this be a legitimate and trusted investigation. Thank you.
All the applause. Yes. Wonderful speech. Yes.
I'm Hennepin County Commissioner Irene Fernando, but you can call me Commish. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm a very, very proud child of immigrants.
Oh, my God. This is almost as bad as, and I've said this before, police have a press conference, some event happened, a crime or whatever. And the first thing they say is, I would like to thank the sheriff, and I would like to thank, and I would like to thank, and I would like to thank. It's like, shut up. Quit thanking each other. Quit. Just tell us what happened. Tell the people what happened. And you can go stroke each other off afterwards, but just give us the news. It's not a freaking awards presentation. It's not the Grammys where you're accepting a freaking award. I don't care. Your pronouns. Like I want to vomit.
I'm the youngest woman to ever serve on the Hennepin County Board. I'm the first Filipino American elected in the state.
I'm this, I'm that, I'm this, I'm that. Do you catch that? I'm this, I'm the first this, I'm the first that. I'm trans, I'm bi, I'm Filipino or whatever. I don't care.
And I'm Hennepin's first board chair of color in our 174-year history. My heart is grieving for Renee and her family. This is an unimaginable and preventable loss. I honor Renee's humanity and life, and I acknowledge the deep pain felt by her loved ones and neighbors. The taxpayer-funded actions and harm we are experiencing right now are inhumane, unlawful, and unconstitutional. United States due process means that justice is pursued through legal action, credible investigation, and courts, not through guns, murder, and violence on our streets. There's jarring footage that show ICE agents stage at elementary school bus stops and going door to door. Often agents are unwilling to provide a badge number, a warrant, or any legal documentation. This is a terrifying reality for Minnesotans since we are still grieving Speaker Hortman's assassination due to the impersonation of a police officer at her doorstep.
Yeah, what was her name? Was it Melissa Hortman? Hang on.
Due to the impersonation of a police officer or any legal documentation. This is a terrifying reality for Minnesotans since we are still grieving Speaker Hortman's assassination due to the impersonation of a police officer at her door.
Her assassination wasn't due to the impersonation of a police officer. Miss Hortman, in case you guys didn't know this, she was the only one that voted against funding, which gave and allowed illegal people funding for food stamps and welfare and all that stuff. She was the only one that voted against it. And I forgot how many days later, she's dead. True story. True story.
Step.
And you want to blame her death on a police impersonator? Oh man, you guys are out. I'm sorry. You know what? Minnesota seemed like a cool place with cool people. I know, and I hate to think Minnesota's the kind of place where you got nutballs like this. For some reason, I think of Minnesota, and I thought it was more conservative. Minnesotans, older crowd, mostly white, right? And they don't want none of this nonsense. I mean, I wonder if you were just going to a regular neighborhood over there, somewhere in Minnesota, what do you think about all this? I wonder what kind of answers we'd get. I am very curious of that.
Our community has experienced a national spotlight with law enforcement shootings, which required significant change and reform on how such cases are examined, investigated, and communicated to the public. It is critical for our communities to have some sense of trust in the process in order to meet the standards set by Minnesota law and resident expectations. This is why we're calling on the federal government to cooperate with a joint or independent investigation conducted by the Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension. The thought is that they would do this together, but if for some reason that is not possible, please allow shared evidence for a parallel investigation. The Minnesota BCA is the only nonpartisan state agency equipped to investigate robustly and effectively, in part due to their establishment of the Force Investigations Unit.
Yes, because they, that's what identity politics is. To them, that's important. Somebody's skin color, who they are skin color wise, where they come from, that is the most important thing to them. That's what identity politics is. And she is a poster child for that. I'm the first brown woman, I'm the first Filipina, I'm the first, my pronouns are he, she, and all this crap.
They have the expertise, they are equipped, and they are ready to pursue justice on behalf of Minnesotans.
Again, I'm going to keep referring to the $10 billion. And now, I'm sorry, is that Lori's comment? Yeah. Now people who legit get funded by the government for their programs, right now, everything's at a halt. Nobody's getting money at all. And I'm sure they're going to go, it's going to be a long process, but they're going to go and they want to know that the bleeding has stopped. They want to know that there's no more money being paid out to businesses that are not there. Unfortunately, the real people, the real ones who have businesses, they're gonna suffer. And that's the part that sucks.
Alongside their own investigation, the BCA, alongside the federal investigation, the BCA can and should conduct this parallel process, which means full access to the information, evidence, and case file. Because in Minnesota, we expect that investigations are completed by the BCA to then get reviewed by the county attorney to determine if the use of force was appropriate or not. We have a process here to review force. We have full trust in this process and in the county attorney to do the objective review needed based on the facts.
Well, guess what? I would gather to say that most of this country does not trust you guys to do an investigation. I mean, your own leaders are already calling this a murder, an execution. Already. And we're supposed to think you guys are going to do something, you know, noble and fair?
And Minnesota law. The idea that our federal government would not fully cooperate with the BCA in an investigation creates even more mistrust among our community members, because we know federal investigations are very rarely released to the public. Our justice system and we are here together to ask for and request full cooperation by the FBI and the U.S. Attorney's Office to provide full access to the BCA so they can conduct a thorough, complete, and independent investigation to determine if the use of force was justified or requires additional accountability.
Hey, Christine, welcome everyone who came in just to pop in. Not going to be on very long. I wanted to play this ridiculous press conference. And again, if you missed it, they're having a press conference because the FBI announced that they are heading the investigation without Minnesota's Bureau of whatever. I forget what BCA stands for. And they don't want Minnesota involved. The FBI is going to handle it. And of course, they're butthurt because they want in. They want to know everything. And but yeah, we've seen how your investigations go. So just, you know, this one's not for you. Just let it go.
Last and certainly not least, just directly to residents, our neighbors, our friends, our family members, our coworkers, our kids. I am very, very proud of our unrelenting courage, compassionate caregiving, and a fierce resilience towards justice. It feels very hopeful and very fearful, but together we can and must resist the urge to give in to the numbness that comes from this type of attention. Because numbing our pain might also numb our shared humanity. And it is only through the collective wisdom in our bodies and ancestral storylines that we will get through to the other side of this. Together we come from powerful, loving, and resourceful stories. Our cultures and ancestors have found ways to construct creativity from pain, joy from fear, and hope from oppression, and we will do so again today. Ultimately, I do believe that our shared humanity and love for one another will prevail, but that only occurs when we all rise with one another. Leading with integrity, breathe. Caring for one another with dignity, breathe. And fighting for our shared humanity without apology. I and we remain in this fight with you, speaking our truths and leading towards accountability and justice. Thank you.
Our truth.
Good morning, everybody. I am State Senator Zayda Mohammed.
She looks like Obama's daughter. What's her name? I know one of them, her name is Molly, all right? I forgot the name of the other one. Anyway, it looks like her.
I think I speak on all of my colleagues, especially colleagues in the Senate, when I say we are here on behalf of Renee Nicole Good, a beloved wife, mom, daughter, and neighbor.
This is the same thing as, what was it? What they called? What's the name? Garcia. That father from Maryland, the man from Maryland. This is the same thing. Same thing.
Was needlessly and brutally taken from us in Minneapolis streets on Wednesday morning. That night, thousands of us gathered at the site to grieve the loss and to mourn Renee and to rally for justice. Everything I have learned about Renee, about her humanity and compassion, tells me she would have been there with us, speaking truth to power and turning pain into poetry. This federal government has given us too many reasons to not trust them to do the right thing. There are thousands of agents were sent here under a false pretense in the minutes after an agent, and the minutes after an agent's shot, they refused to render aid. And their leaders have used every opportunity since this tragedy to lie about the facts, to lie about Renee, and to blame her for her own murder.
Yes. And why isn't anybody speaking about that? You know what, people? You have the right to assemble. You have the right to protest. That's your right for being in this country and being a U.S. citizen. But that does not include interfering with police work. Don't interfere. Protest all you want, but don't interfere. Don't get in their way. Don't impede them. Don't throw stuff at them. That's what they should be saying. That's what they should be up there doing. You don't hear none of that.
There were many witnesses to Renee's murder, and the horrific videos we have seen make us all witnesses. This was a crime in broad daylight, and the attempt to cover it up is another. Renee is owed the same rights we promise to every American: due process, respect, and truth. We know what we saw, and everything short of a full and an honest investigation is an insult to her memory. Everything she stood for, and everything we stand for as Americans. At 10 o'clock today, we will honor the life and legacy of Renee Nicole Godd with a moment of silence. Every moment before that and every moment after that, we will honor.
This is just like the George Floyd thing. We will honor her. It's like honor. She was a piece of crap mom. She had no problem giving up custody so she can live her life the way she wanted to with this woman and doing these things. Again, and you guys know who I'm talking about. Some of you do. Somebody puts their daughters not a priority. Who else do we know like that? You want to honor that life? I mean, wait till they find out all this stuff that has been coming out about her. And she chose to remain in an abusive relationship with that woman who was recording all this stuff, because that woman doesn't like children and was a abuser of children. Yeah. Honor her. Yeah.
Honor Renee by remembering our neighbor and calling for justice at the top of our lungs. And with that, we will take questions.
First thing I would ask is, where is the $10 billion? Anyone?
Josh Einiger from MS Now. Yesterday, at her event in New York, the Homeland Security Secretary was actually asked specifically about the information sharing and the ability for locals to take some sort of investigative role here. And her answer was basically, well, they refuse to investigate illegal immigration, so why should we let them do that? I guess I'm wondering if that continues to be the answer to public pressure.
Hi, Jack.
Are there legal remedies at the city, the state, the county attorney level that would allow an investigation at the local level somehow?
So the question stemmed from an answer from a press conference that happened in New York City just yesterday, where it was asked, what is the general process for doing this? Are there legal remedies that are available at the city, county, state level, et cetera, where we would have the ability to move forward with either some form of investigation or prosecution? First, there is some precedent that is important here. There have been instances in the past where there was some form of shooting or an officer-involved killing.
So, in case people don't know, she was there, from what I understand, most of the night, if not all night, into the morning. since the day before, being a pain in the ass. The whole caravan, I don't know how many vehicles there were, but she was the lead vehicle. And they were doing this for hours and hours and hours. You know how they are. We've seen it on TV. You know how they get. When I mean they, it's these activists. So when you saw that final, the viral videos going on of the shooting and what happened, that was when they finally said, you know what? It's time to take her in. We had enough. That's why it was get out of your vehicle, because they had enough already. And they've been telling her to stop and don't get in the way all night and all morning. Of course, she didn't listen. Why don't you talk about that fact?
That took place by federal agents or U.S. Marshals or beyond that did have local and state entities in control. By the way, we're not even talking just about full control here. We're talking about being at the table. We're talking about an investigation that includes the Bureau of Criminal Apprehension.
Yeah, after you tell ICE to get the fuck out of your city. Now you want them. You want something, huh?
And for those that may say that we have a predetermined outcome, we are not the ones that are conducting the investigation. The investigation would be conducted by the Bureau of Criminal Apprehension. They are well equipped to do it. They have a long track record of doing thorough investigations and, by the way, coming to results that both saw culpability and a lack thereof. As far as the legal mechanism to do so, I'm not going to jump the gun here and give you a mechanism to prosecute through the county or the state before we actually know what that legal remedy looks like. But I can assure you there is potential there that is available.
Mr. Mayor,
Go here and
you
there.
talked about presumptive determinations that you feel like the administration has made. They've also been saying, kind of looking ahead to the weekend, what do you make of the administration saying ICE operations will continue? They're sending Border Patrol agents in, effectively doubling down in the wake of this.
Well, I think what this does ultimately is expose the truth. What did they say when they came in here?
What truth?
What has this administration stated as their reason for coming into cities around the country? The reason that they've stated, safety.
Yes, to pick up all these criminals and child molesters. You know how many pedophiles they've picked up? Sorry, sad to say, from South America, from Mexico and further down. You know how many pedophiles they've picked up? I mean, thousands. That's the scary part. Thousands. And that's what they're trying to get off the streets. And the funny thing is, we know where they all are. Why? Because the Biden administration knew where they all were. They just chose not to do anything about it. That's the truth. Why do you think we got so many so fast? Because we know where they are. And now they're scrambling like roaches when you turn the light on. And everybody's running and hiding. And the truth is, and people don't like to hear this, when you're here illegally, you know at some point your number could come up and you're out of here. You know this. It doesn't justify it. Oh, you got a job and he was working and you got married. No. Still, in the back of their minds, they know. I got to keep it on the down low because one day I can get picked up and I'm out of here. They know this. Their families know this. So the fact that they get outraged when they get picked up and the family gets outraged, it's like, give me a break. Big break. You know, why is it? What you see up here? the hard truth, because that is a freaking hard-ass truth. I guarantee you, every single one of these people that's here illegally knows they are here illegally, and they know that one of these days their fun is over. They know it. And just because they've been getting away with it for 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 40 years doesn't make it right. They know this. I promise you they know this.
Driving down crime. We'll let our statistics speak for the trajectory. They are clearly driving crime up. Up until last night, we hadn't had any shootings in this city other than ICE. Our city is safe. Our city is welcoming. They are making it less so. And so it is a massive issue that they continue to exert their presence in Minneapolis and beyond. By the way, it's not just our city that is feeling the impact. I know that there are a number of legislators behind me that can speak to that. This administration has also said that they're very pro-business. That's also garbage. I don't have a specific statistic other than anecdotal evidence to point to, but they have had a massive and detrimental impact on a number of corridors throughout our city, including like 80% reductions in customer base along East Lake Street and many other corridors throughout the city. And so bad for business, bad for safety, bad for unity, bad for democracy, and bad for this republic. We want them out.
I don't believe any of that.
Let's go over here and they'll go over there.
I don't believe any of that crap. I bet he can't provide statistics to prove that. I bet you he can't.
If there is no full independent investigation of this shooting, what will the effect of that be?
So the question is, if there's no full independent investigation of this shooting, what will the effect be? I mean, I think it further undermines trust in government. The quickest way that you erode trust in government is to refuse to enforce and hold accountable people on laws that you pass.
I think some of these people are administrative people in City Hall, stuff like that. Some of them could be lawyers, I suppose.
There are laws that are around this. There are standards that are around this. They should have no concern about having a full and transparent investigation here. See where that investigation leads. Look at the facts, collect the evidence. And the fact that they are for some reason concerned about having other, by the way, police involved, other law enforcement involved through the BCA, that is wildly concerning.
Jax, I agree. Child molesters should be castrated and or executed. And quickly, not 25 years from now, sitting on death row. That whole system's messed up. I believe in a death penalty.
We're not asking to be at the table in this investigation here. We do think that people that have some willingness to see things clearly are.
The Vice President J.D. Vance said yesterday, who blamed the victim, but also accused the media of lying about what happened. But your reaction is quite...
Well, I think we got to get to a point here where we're not trusting everything that they're saying, and I think you guys they're there at this point. I mean, I think he also asserted that because you work at the federal government that you somehow have absolute immunity from committing crimes. That's not true in any law school in America, whether it's Yale or Villanova or anywhere else. That's not true. If you break the law, if you do things that are outside the area of what your job responsibilities require, and this clearly seems to be at the very least, this is great. At the most is what you heard people say back here. This is a problem and it should be investigated.
And this is the first time he comes out to speak. He's never spoke about the fraud, about, involving not totally, but so many Somali people. And the over $9 billion. I mean, these places were getting $1 million, over $1 million. Some of them 3-4 million a year. I mean, it's freaking sickening. You know that saying, this is why we can't have nice things. It's like, I mean, abusing the system is one thing. And I'm not saying it's right, but if you got a lady with a daycare with 50 kids and she says she has 70, I'm sure that goes on. But to completely not to just completely jack the system, and every single one of those daycares intentionally set up to make it look like it's ready for kids, but no kids anywhere. And so many of them. That's the problem.
Yes.
News Nation, a couple of questions for you. First, have you heard personally anything from the Trump administration or the president himself? And also, the administration has pointed to some of your comments right after the shooting as turning up the temperature in this city. Yesterday, we did see some protests that, turned volatile at times. There was pepper spray, there was tear gas. Do you stand by your statements to telling ICE to get out?
They stand by their statements. Do you stand by your statements? Yes. I stand by my statements. We stand by our statements. I'll look back to what I said. What I said was it was reckless abuse of power. Yes, it was a reckless abuse of power. I said that what the narrative that the administration was pushing in the immediacy following this shooting was garbage. And
what about the narrative that you're pushing? You and Tampon Timmy calling what ICE is doing kidnappings, tearing families apart, calling them Nazis, Gestapo, shady characters with masks on, covering their faces. At this point, most people know why they cover their faces, because they're getting doxxed. That's why. God, man, this is so disgusting.
False and BS. It was. I stand by every one of those. And, this notion of inflammatory comments, I mean, come on, guys. I dropped an F-bomb.
Yeah, and that doesn't make you a tough guy just because you said the F-bomb. Because now the district attorney from Pennsylvania, did you hear this guy? He came out. If you think you're going to do that, you better get the fuck out of here. He had his little press conference. He dropped the F-bomb. So now everybody thinks they're a tough guy just because they're dropping F-bombs.
They killed somebody. Which one of those is more inflammatory? I'm going with the killing somebody. I'm going to do a couple more, and then I'm sure there's some other people behind me too. Yeah.
Donald Trump has said that it's clear that Renee Nicole Good was not just trying to run this officer over, that she actually ran him over. J.D. Vance has promised this officer absolute immunity in this case. Is there any hope of an independent investigation?
Yeah, that
while they're
seems,
in charge?
the way you put it, it's pretty grim. What you just said, and I think, to repeat for everybody, Donald Trump said that Renee ran the ICE agent over.
That body cam footage, it was not body cam footage, by the way, the one that came out today. The ICE agent with his left hand was holding his phone recording. He's the one that was struck by the vehicle. And he's the one that pulled out his weapon with the other hand. And why did he have his phone out? He was recording too. He wanted to document everything. And I honestly believe, I told someone else this tonight, I honestly believe, I don't think that he thought that she was going to try to run him over. I don't think he believed it. I don't think he was expecting that. That's why he was so close and, recording her. because if it is a threat, well, you're going to put your phone away and then you got your handgun out or ready to get your handgun out. But because he was recording, I don't think he thought that she was going to, pull something like that. That's what I think.
Don't take.
And then they're calling him racist and white supremacist. Then they find out, his wife is, an immigrant from the Philippines. So, yeah, nice try.
My word for it. Don't take their word for it. Watch the video from every single angle. I mean, the ICE agent walked away with a hip injury that he might as well have gotten from closing a refrigerator door with his hips. He was not injured.
How do you close a refrigerator door with your hips? Oh, you mean... Oh, God. All right. Okay.
I've seen worse injuries from doing that. And so...
Yeah, I'm sure he has seen not a single injury from closing a refrigerator with your hip. Where's the full of shit meter at right now? I'd say it's pretty high.
So give me a break. No, he was not ran over. He walked out of there with a hop in his step. And so we just got to get to the point where we're at least operating from, hey, this is...
With a hop in a step. He's making it sound like the cop was happy and glad he shot the lady. This is what I'm talking about.
I've seen worse injuries from doing that. And so give me a break. No, he was not ran over. He walked out of there with a hop in his step. And so we just got to get to the point where we're at least operating from, hey, this is like, we're looking at it on the video screen. This is what we're seeing. Can we all see that he wasn't run over? And then, J.D. Vance, this concept of absolute immunity is pretty bizarre. Very concerning. It's extremely concerning. That's why we're asking for the BCA to be part of the investigation.
We have time for about 2 more questions. Does someone have a question for someone other than 9 months?
I'm just wondering if we have a sense for the timeline here, like how fast moving this is. Is there a point at which the state loses access completely to the investigation materials?
You want to answer that? I don't know the exact timeline, but I imagine the answer is yes. Go for it.
Jamie Long, State Representative, Minneapolis Representative. There have been instances in the past where the FBI has shared information weeks after or even months after. It would be much better if the Bureau of Criminal Apprehension were able to be involved right now. There is time-sensitive evidence. There are memory lapses that happen if you aren't able to interview witnesses right away. And so they were invited by the FBI to participate in the investigation jointly originally. And then for some reason they decided to walk away. We are asking for their full participation as the FBI intended originally. They were clearly told by somebody that they couldn't participate anymore. And when you have the President of the United States, the Vice President, the FBI Director of Homeland Security already coming to conclusions, and then they are told on the ground that they can no longer be involved with local investigators, that causes a lot of concern. And to us, time is important, but they should be involved in the investigation at any time that they're allowed to be.
Can you just describe that or talk a little bit about that?
So the question is whether I can talk or describe about interactions with Ms. Gooden, who she was as a person. It would be completely inappropriate for me to do so.
Yeah, because he doesn't know anything, and what he does know, he's not going to repeat it. when he found out that she was a anti-ICE person with anti-ICE training, whatever the hell that is, you think he's going to say that? Hell no.
Because there are other people that really knew her, and I did not.
Thanks, everyone. Appreciate it.
Thanks, everybody. Yeah.
All right, so. If you haven't seen it, this is the video.
plates every morning, just so you know. It'll be the same plate when you come talk to us later. That's fine. U.S. citizen, former fucking country.
That one.
Talk to us later. That's every morning, just so you know. It'll be the same plate when you come talk to us.
That's the spouse. Well, partner. She was called partner immediately after when this happened. So I don't know why I started saying spouse, but this is her partner, girlfriend, whatever you want to call her. And she was in the vehicle with her. But she decided to get out and start recording and doing this and kind of playing all tough guy.
Later. That's fine. U.S. citizen, former fucking country. You want to come at us? You want to come at us? I say go get yourself some lunch, big.
And this is the officer walking around with his phone like this, recording.
Boy, go ahead.
Out of the car. Get out of the fucking car. Get out of the car.
Oh!
One more time without interruption.
That's fine, dude. I'm not mad at you. Show your face. I'm not mad at you. That's okay. We don't change our plates every morning, just so you know. It'll be the same plate when you come talk to us later. That's fine. U.S. citizen, former fucking country. You want to come at us? You want to come at us? I say go get yourself some lunch, big boy. Go ahead.
Out of the car. Get out of the fucking car. Get out of the car.
Oh!
Oh God, look at this. You know, once what she was started coming out, you know, did the anti-ICE thing and all that, then that's when the memes started coming out like that. Let's see what else is going on here, if there is anything. This is what's going on in Iran. They're burning down a freaking mosque. And all that's going to boil over. That's getting nasty. We'll see what happens tomorrow. What is this?
So here it is. I'm going to tell you, fuck your feelings. Facts is facts. At the end of the day, I don't want to hear, oh, she had 3 kids, or she had a 6-year-old. She was a good mother. She wasn't considering any of that when she got her ass behind that wheel and started operating it and drove it at a fucking federal officer. That's simple. Fuck your feelings. What's going on in Minnesota, Minneapolis, wherever the fuck it is, where all them motherfuckers are snapping over the motherfucking daycare shit? Y'all created that shit. And the lady from Missouri, she got up there motherfucking, y'all, I'm gonna show you now. I just moved to Minnesota. I'm from the show me state. They showed her and put some holes in her motherfucking face. And now that bitch ain't got shit to say and her kids are never gonna see their mom again. Why? Because she made a stupid motherfucking move. If it was a nigga, you'd have just said, that's a dumb nigga. He should have complied. Well, that was a dumb white bitch and she should have fucking complied. And now she got what she got, and it is what it is. The bitch should have motherfucking listened. She should have got out the fucking car, complied, and she would have went on about her day, and her kids would be having motherfucking dinner with her ass. Instead, that bitch got holes in her motherfucking head, and she ain't here no more, and it is what it is. Fuck your feelings. Facts is facts. Get out they fucking way, let them do their fucking job, leave them people to fuck alone, and they ain't gonna fuck with you. You keep fucking with them, go on and drive a car to a motherfucking officer if you want to, and see if you don't catch some hot ones in your ass. It is what it is.
Damn. Damn. I mean, he's not wrong, right? I mean, he's not wrong. Yeah, let's see what this guy's saying.
He smacks him right in the fuck. Now you see how fast some tables can turn? How quick people can choke on their own words when reality smacks them right in the fucking mouth. Let's take a trip down memory lane real quick, shall we? Because when it was Ashley Babbitt, the script was already written, right? Oh, she got what she deserved. No sympathy, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Then Trump jokes after an assassination attempt. They shouldn't have missed. Crowd laughs, memes. Then Charlie Kirk, protect your neck, singing, cheering, vibes immaculate. Halloween costumes. Violence is funny then, huh? Death is comedy when it's politically convenient. But now a new POV drops instead of Twitter theories. Not spin, not vibes, actual fucking video of what went down. Irrefutable POV. And suddenly it's, whoa, 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 let's slow down. Let's wait for the facts. Let's not jump to conclusions. Fuck out of here. Don't laugh about bullets when it's your enemy, and then cry about due process when it's your team. You don't meme someone's death one year and then demand compassion the next, like it's a fucking morality light switch. That's the double standard bullshit we're talking about. And lump Jasmine Crockett's ass into that shit too, with them fucking fake ass crocodile tears dripping from them umbrellas on her fucking face. Is the woman dead? Yeah, that shit sucks. Do I feel bad? No. Oh, well, how can you say that? With my mouth. Oh, well, she had kids. Did she? Then her ass should have been at fucking home, not in the fucking streets agitating people. Sucks she lost her life, but I feel bad for the dog. Shot by the same federal agent that Jacob Frey claims wasn't.
That's what I said.
And instead of consistency, all we got was spin, excuses, and silence from the same fucking people who told everyone to shut the fuck up and accept it when the roles were reversed. If violence is justified sometimes, then you don't actually fucking believe in justice, you believe in power. And when that power points a gun at your side, suddenly it's not fucking funny anymore, right? Suddenly you don't like jokes about missing. Suddenly singing about protecting your neck feels real fucking personal. Funny how that shit works. Fuck the fake outrage, fuck the selective empathy. Not so fucking funny when you're getting your face blown off anymore, is it? If you cheered death before, keep that same energy now. And if you're uncomfortable all of a sudden, good. That's called consequences. No apologies.
Yep. There were a few memes out there that started coming out today about, and I don't know how any of you felt about Charlie Kirk. I personally think compared to everyone else that's out there right now, compared to most, Charlie Kirk was a straight up good guy. Anyway, you know, when he was killed and there were all these people were happy and dancing and, you know, overly expressing their joy on Twitter, on Facebook, on YouTube. And these are the same people now who want you to have sympathy, right?
Oof.
That's they call it a doomsday airplane. It means something major is going to happen. Like, why is this airplane landing in California? Makes you wonder. And people are freaking out about that. And here,
Continually see you following us, interfering with us, honking your horn, blocking our cars. You have a very high probability of making a really bad decision and being arrested today, okay?
I think I'm making exactly
I'm not.
the right decision.
Oh, then why are you giving her a warning?
I'm giving her a warning to not interfere with what we're doing, to not make a bad decision today and ruin your life.
Well, bad
Okay,
decisions.
thank
That's
you.
funny coming from you.
this was the morning just before the shooting happened.
Okay, alrighty. Thank you. Have a good day.
I hope you have a terrible day.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, he's a BORTAC. That's the Border Patrol Tactical
Watch out,
Unit.
it's slippery.
Yeah, there's a lot of ice around here.
See, that was them disrupting traffic on purpose. They didn't have to be there. They just went there to disrupt all those cars you see. So you can see it was an actual caravan.
Just so you know, if we continue to have you follow us, okay, have fun. Don't make a bad decision today.
It's not illegal to follow you. What is illegal is stopping people unconstitutionally.
Don't interfere.
You hear all the whistles in the background, people blowing whistles. It's like, quit blowing the whistles. The whistle is to alert people that ICE is coming by. It's like, well, guess what? Everybody knows that already. It's just dumb, man. It's freaking dumb. It's dumb. What is
on
this
her
now?
if she was on fire. Anybody saying Renee Nicole Good died being a nigger lover. She died because she wanted to protect niggers who would not piss on her if she was on fire. Anybody saying now she didn't try to run them over, you're a nigger lover. Thank you. My message to white liberals is that these people want you dead regardless. It doesn't matter. Give them everything they want. Let them scam. They still hate you. They still hate white people. They hate you. You can't feel bad for these people. When you have that superiority complex, that you're a white woman saving the niggers. I have.
This is how Minnesota should have handled the shooting.
Federal agents, ICE, HSI, are officers. They are agents of law enforcement. If you box them in with vehicles, it is reasonable for them to believe that they are being ambushed and that this could end in a deadly situation. And it's reasonable for them to use force based on those conditions. Do not box in any law enforcement officer. You are breaking the law when you do that.
And I'm surprised this is coming out of Chicago. But this is exactly what you should be telling your public. Exactly what he's saying.
And you are putting yourself in danger. Following law enforcement agents around. The question is why? What do you plan on doing? It's also reasonable for them to believe that you're eventually going to do harm to them. If you ram any vehicle, especially that one that contains law enforcement agents, and that's any law enforcement, local, state, federal, county, and you do this intentionally, this is considered deadly force. Deadly force is anything that can cause great bodily harm or death. When you plow into a vehicle that contains law enforcement agents, you're using deadly force. And they can use deadly force in response to stop you. We need to be clear about these laws. We cannot become a society where we just decide to take everything in our own hands and start to commit crimes against law enforcement. It is a crime. You may not like what they're doing. I can understand that there's a lot of emotions out there, but that does not mean that you get to commit a crime, especially one that could lead to deadly force.
Thank you.
We need to keep everyone safe.
That is exactly what should have been said by Governor Walz, by Mayor Fry or Frey, whatever his name is. Senators, Congress people, that's what should have been said. Somebody was asking, so a doomsday the doomsday airplane landing in California, they were either in training or it's carrying high level government people because of some kind of event happening. By event meaning some kind of possibly like war or something. So when people see that plane, they tend to be like, oh my God, something's going to happen. We're going to war. They're going to drop the bomb or something. And it's not. If there was a doomsday plane for some reason flying around, we would know already something was going on in the country.
Take out the cartels. She says if he wants conflict, he can have it. She says, in every Mexican son, we have a soldier. Well, the Mexican sons that she's referring to are speaking out, and they're speaking out loudly all over social media. They're telling President Claudia, hey, did you not see what happened to the security forces in Venezuela? Did you not hear that it was only 20 soldiers that did all that? They're saying, Claudia, we're not prepared for conflict. What do you want us to do? Use our slingshots and our knives? We're not combat ready. We're not going to be trying to defend the cartels. We don't like the cartels. If they want to come and get them, we would appreciate it. This is the social media response by Mexican citizens to their president, who says she's ready for conflict with the United States. What are your thoughts? Claudia?
Insanity. Insanity. Let me show you something else. I saw this before I got here. Can you see that? Check this out. This is about what happened in Venezuela. Oops. Lost it already. There. Ready? Check this out. Check this out.
A security guard that was protecting Maduro has spoken, and you got to hear what he said. It's in Spanish, but I'll translate. Also, Trump announced that, the cartels, they're going after him in Mexico. The whole vibe of Latin America has changed because of what happened in Venezuela. And now that we're getting firsthand accounts from people that were there, the soldier says they didn't hear him coming. He says the Americans had technology superior to anything they've ever seen. Everything that they were using for radar, for anything, was completely taken offline. They had drones, and the drones were taking out bases and taking out things faster. They didn't have no technology. They've never had to fight against drones. He also talks about that there was only 8 helicopters. There was only 20 men that were sent in. And those 20 men killed hundreds of their men. And
20 Delta Force and others. That's how many people they went into another country with. Infiltrated their country, knocked out all of their radar and all of their scanning equipment, completely knocked it out. They never knew what was coming. They had no freaking clue. Their drones, our drones that went over there ahead of us, these are the ones that were shooting that you see the videos of, looked like an attack, an aerial attack. That was from the drones. Those were pilotless drones. And all of this happened. So their systems were knocked out, but their power was also knocked out to that entire region they were in. It was complete darkness when they did this.
And none of those soldiers were injured. He talks about it felt like they were firing 300 rounds a minute. Nothing they've ever seen, nothing that they can compete with. And then he also talks to the fact that the Americans had some kind of sonic shock boom that was sent out, and everybody immediately started bleeding profusely out of their nose. They couldn't even gather themselves because whatever was sent at them made them fall to their knees and vomit blood out of their mouth and out of their noses.
So that is some kind of high-tech stuff, let me tell you that. That's like kind of a 5-foot wide, it's like a spotlight, kind of. And it either directs either high frequency sound or some kind of heat emitting something. Whatever it is, it scrambles up your insides And that's how you can, that's where you can overtake people without necessarily killing them. But they were powerless. They could not do a damn thing.
They were incapacitated immediately.
Incapacitated.
He says he never wants to go through that again. Doesn't want to have to fight with the Americans again. He's sending warnings to everybody out there that you think you can fight the Americans. You don't even know what their weaponry is like and what they're capable of. 20 men took out hundreds, and that's starting to spread all through Latin America. And now they're not saying, if you want me, come and get me anymore. They're like, oh shit. Especially after Trump says, hey, Mexico, you're on the list too.
Yeah. Imagine that. That is so freaking cool. Can you imagine 20 dudes invaded a country?
A security guard that was
infiltrated,
protecting Maduro has spoken.
I should say 20 guys, 20 of our military infiltrated a country and extracted 2 people. And I know I heard Marco Rubio talking. Marco Rubio is a freaking rock star. I mean, I am all for Marco Rubio 2028. Don't doubt that one. He was saying how all they had this plan for a couple of weeks already, but the weather conditions had to be right. And that's why they couldn't move at an earlier time. And this was just the right time to strike. Stranger Things. Anyway, I don't know. I got a warm fuzzy thinking about knowing we got that kind of technology. You know what I mean? It's like, wow, that's so cool. I wonder if there's some body cam of this that'll come out eventually that'll show what happened. I heard that Maduro and his wife were dead asleep, and they woke up to some of the noise once our team got in his vicinity, like outside the door. And he was trying to escape into a safe room or an escape room or a panic room, whatever you want to call it. And but he didn't make it. They got to him before. Some people were killed. Yes. There were many, many Cubans on behalf of their military that were there manning this, radar equipment so that they don't get surprise attack from anyone, which we were able to overtake like a piece of cake. It's amazing. It's just amazing. All right, I'm gonna call it good night for tonight. I got some more stuff I want to get into about the Minneapolis situation and this woman. I got some more stuff on her, and more is coming out as well. And Iran, this Iran thing is huge. I mean, let's see what happens, overnight into tomorrow. But this is freaking huge. This is a big deal. I know it would make a lot of people happy if Iran said, you know what, we don't want this shit. We're done. And let them be free. That would make a lot of people happy. And I hope they don't get killed. Trump said, hey, leave these people alone. Those that are rebelling and standing up. If you hurt them or kill them, then we're going to pay you a visit. Trump told them that. Now, from what I understand the other night when they did cut communications and internet lines, that some of that did happen. They round up people and then they'll put them in prison. And then once they're in prison, well, that's when they get worked over and possibly killed. So not cool, but we'll see what happens. Good night, everyone. Thanks for being here with me. I appreciate you so much. To be continued tomorrow's